Hello everyone, I'm so glad that you've joined me today and welcome to Mamma Mia Stamps. This is episode 15 of Scrapped, and this month for our Scrapped prompt we are using a sketch out of the annual catalog. So let me turn to page 28 and you can see all these fun sketches if I can do it without the light. Get it so you can see them. There are also a lot of fun card sketches and tag sketches. That light is really glaring. Let me see if I can get it to. Anyway, if you are interested and don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to send you an annual catalog, so send me a message and we will get in touch. So let's get to the layout here. Some of the things I'm going to be using are one or two stamps from this Weekend Adventures stamp set. I'm going to be using pieces from the new Make a Memory scrapbooking kit. Have to look at my notes. I'm using the Alphabet Alamo dies, and I stick them, I guess this is how they come. Anyway, these are the Alphabet Alamo. I have put them on magnetic sheets to kind of keep them contained. I've got gotta find a place to pile my stuff. This is some Boho Sweets Muted Palette Dots, Boho Vibes Sweet. I cut the top of the card off and wrote the colors so I could know what is in that. So here is a picture of the sketch. And I'll just set that up here so that I can refer to it quite often. Now, in the catalog, it's like this. I'm just going, okay, this is a piece of paper from my stash, and I just liked this pattern here, and the colors go really well with my vibe. And then this piece of paper is from the Make a Memory Scrapped kit. Make a Memory scrapbooking kit. Okay, hopefully I'll try to say that right. So I'm just gonna kind of go through the things that I'm using. Here's the, it's just having a real hard time focusing, huh? Or maybe it's just me not being able to see. This is a die cut from the kit. This is a 4x6 piece of paper from the kit, and this is Pretty Peacock. So let me get started gluing the pictures down to, as I'm telling you what I'm using. And I'm using Stampin' Seal. So I'm just going to stick the pictures down here, and then I will trim that little bit off. This is another part of a 4x6 card from the Scrapped kit, and I used the rest of it on my last, or on a different layout. I made it before, but I'm going to share that process. And so I'll want to trim a little bit off there. I'm going to trim all of these mats. This is another 4x6 card. And that has these fun paint swipes, and I'm going to stick it towards the one side and leave some more border there. Okay, this is a journaling spot that came from that kit. These are little bits that come from the kit. This is a sticker. I better kind of keep things a little bit organized how I had them. This is a punch out from the kit. Some of these things I'll save and tell you where they're from. This is more stickers and punch outs from the kit. Now these other little things that are sitting here all came from the Good Times Mix and Match ephemera pack, and this is a new ephemera in the annual catalog, and these ephemera are a little bit thicker and they're self-adhesive. You can peel the adhesive back. So all of these little bits, I thought they went perfect with this color scheme. So let me just get started with what I planned. So if you'll notice on this sketch, it has a rectangle in the background. I do not have a rectangle. I have a circle, and let me put the pictures over here. I just love using a circle as my an additional element, anchoring element on my background. So let me quickly stick this down. Again, that's some Stampin' Seal. And I'm gonna kind of try to center it, but I'm not gonna be too particular. Just making sure it looks pretty good. And I'm gonna start arranging. But what I wanted to do, how I wanted to arrange it, is more like this. And so it kind of, I just flipped the sketch around, and that is a little bit more of what I wanted to do. Let me find my paper trimmer. Found the paper trimmer so I could trim down these little bits off of that I'm using for my photo mats. So and the colors, this is, I don't know if I've already said, this is Pretty Peacock, the darker color there. And so this would be Pretty Peacock. Down here is more of the Cloud Cover, which is one of our new in colors. And I'm gonna leave a little bit bigger border. So I'll have a little bits of white scraps if I decide I want something. And then I'm going to, so okay, so let's see how we want to arrange this. So I've already got my journaling written on my little spot, and I kind of like that, except for I want to pull it down because I want to do my title up here where this banner is. And I'm going to use this banner, but tuck it underneath and maybe overlap it on that photo thing. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to use the stamp that says Taking the Scenic Route, because it kind of applies to our story here, or Adventure Starts Here. So I put those on the what's it called? I put those stamps on the blocks. That would take up the whole of it, and then I don't have much room for my other thing, my other part of this, of my title. I will find my words eventually. Just be patient with me. So I would kind of look and see if I had, I'm just gonna try to, I'm just slightly sticking these little stickers. What I've done is I've adhered a piece of white cardstock to some Pretty Peacock, and also put more self-adhesive on the back, and that's how I've made these into their own little letter stickers. I love doing that, and now I have this piece that I can make more stickers out of. So there's that with this stamp, and or this big stamp, which is so fun, but then I'd have to move my these letters over here. So I'm standing up to see what I like. So, you know, I kind of dislike this one. I like the littler sentiment there. So I'm going to get out some Pretty Peacock ink and stamp on this banner strip. And then we'll then I'll finish and stick everything down. And hopefully this is going to be a fun, quick layout, because with a little bit of planning. Okay, my head was in the way. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to hold that down a second. Just let the ink sink into the paper. Careful not to rock it, because then sometimes the little bits around, you can see the ink on the top there, that we don't want that to get on our paper. Closing that stamp, or ink pad, excuse me. Okay, I think I want to start sticking stuff down. And let's see where we can go from here. So I think this picture is our first one to stick down. And I'm kind of overlapping the edge of the circle there. This next picture. So the story about this is that we went on a trip, and we got to the airport, and that was not where we were to pick up our car rental. So we had to get on the train and go into the center of the city. And so it was quite the adventure. We were tired from traveling for a long time. Okay, now this I'm going to leave a little bit of gap there. And Milano is Italian for Milan, so that's where we were going. So I think I'm going to stick the banner down first. I'm wondering if I should save a little bit of that. I think I will, because you never know when you need a little bit of a fun little bit of blue paper. That's cloud cover. It's fast becoming one of my favorites. So let me put some adhesive there. And I'm going to kind of center that above that picture. And we're going to add the other picture. You know, I like it like there, but I don't like I'd rather have a gap here than have that. So I think I will pull it down a little bit, but not so much that we have a gap. Okay, let me stand up to see if we're lining things up. Very good. So now I'm going to stick the rest of the title on here, and maybe I'll pull out my T-square ruler so that I can try to get kind of a straight line across there. Okay, Milano. Now that I know this is where I want it to go, I'm pushing the letters down really good. Does the N go this way? I think that is the way to have the N. Okay. Milano. Taking the scenic route. So we ended up having to take a bus ride or train ride for about half an hour to get to the correct spot for them. So now I have these fun little embellishments here, and just realized I wanted to tuck that one under. So let's see if I can gently pull this up. So these leafy sticker things here, they come from that Make a Memory kit, and I'm going to take my little snips and I'm going to clip a little bit off, put that back there, and then I'm just gonna tuck this under there, and I like how that is, like that. Okay, that worked out pretty good. Now I've got this little pendant banner thing and this, and I'm realizing that my layout is really heavy to this side. So, but this is kind of the embellishment area. Maybe I should just put this over here, and that would solve that problem. And I like that just as much as I liked it over there. And that balances it a little bit more out. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to continue on then with my thing. So get the rest of these little stickers up. These leafy stickers are so fun. And I'm gonna try to, I shouldn't have put some glue right there. I think I'm gonna have to clip a little bit of this leaf off too. And tuck that under there. Okay, I like that. I've got this little flower die cut from the kit. I'm gonna put that right there. Now I had a cute little heart here from the Good Times Mix and Match ephemera. So I'm gonna pull up the backing on that so I can stick it down. And I think I want to pop that up and there too, but on the one side of the heart it's a little bit thinner, so I'm going to cut off a little piece of the side of the dimensionals, stick it on, and that way it'll be about the same height as this flower. I like that. Okay. Now, so up here I was thinking to add more floral. Maybe I'll do it around on the other side of the Milan. Yes, this isn't a floral, it's more of a leafy thing. This also came from the Mix and Match. Excuse me, the Good Times Mix and Match. And this, I want to stick it right under there. See if I can get it more like that. So let's see if I can do that once I take it off of the backer. So I like to kind of cut these out from with the backing intact, and then I kind of have I can kind of move it around to where I like, but it's kind of hard when you're yeah, when it's sticky. It's really hard when it's sticky. Let me just try like this. Okay, I like that. It doesn't have to be tucked underneath. Okay, so I've got those leafy stickers, and I've got some more floral die cuts from the Make a Memory scrapbooking kit. How many times do you think I can say that? I think I'm going to pop these up with some dimensionals as well. So here we go with that. I like a lot of dimensionals. Don't want that stuff to be falling flat on its face. Okay, so this was in the spring, and our train ride was so fun because we could see all kinds of fields and trees with flowers, and I just loved it. So down here, I usually like to kind of alternate how the verticalness, the lines of my embellishments, but I think I like that. And then I have another one of these leaf, and I'm going to stick this over in this other cluster. So peeling the backing off so that it will, because so it'll be sticky, kind of, there we go. Bending the little leaf a little bit, but okay, I like that. Okay, now to just adhere these down up here. So here's another one of those self-adhesive ones. In the Make a Memory scrapbooking kit, they have about 12 different ideas of pages that you can create. And I love that they give you all these fun ideas, and I like to take those ideas and turn them into my own. Kind of like I've taken this sketch here and changed it a little bit to what I like. Okay. Little bits of paper. Lastly, here, we're going to just You know, I have these other little bits, but I don't know if I want to put them. Those are just the cutoffs. Just thinking about the clouds. There's lots of clouds in the sky this day, but I think I'll pass on these clouds and banners. And just finish it off with some fun little dots here. So I'm going to add some of the cloud cover and the petal pink. So, and we're going to just have some fun here. I love adding these little bits to my pages. And so again, when I'm doing these, I like to do different lines horizontally and vertically. So I'm, you know, going down. So horizontally, it's not the same as that petal pink. Vertically, they weren't lined up. Okay, over here, I think I'm going to do a big petal pink. Now, I don't want to, should I pull out my T-square ruler? Maybe I'll just stick it down here. I like that. Up here, we'll put a little dot there. So we've got 4 dots so far, and we want to have things in an odd number. I'm going to put a thing right there, a dot, and I think we'll go with one more, and we'll put it right up here. So there we go. My take on this sketch from this is the sketch, and then I rotated it and used a circle, and this is what I come up with, and I love it. Now my embellishments are a little bit more spread out than this circle here. I did try to keep to the same thing, but I just love to take a sketch and make up my own. Do any of you like to adapt a sketch to your scrapbooking? I would love to hear from you and love to hear what you think about this project of mine. I hope that you have a great day. And if you're interested in any of this kit or the things that I've used, there will be links below. If you come back, and I'm going to have more pages from this kit. And hopefully my voice has been working great. Thank you for watching. Come back soon. Ciao, ciao.